Hello and welcome to this week's Brand Breakthrough Show. We have a brilliant topic lined up for you this week. We've had a lot of questions coming in about this particular topic. So let me just put it on the screen for you now. Is your brand positioning brandalizing you, or is it building you? So that's what we're really focusing on this week. I've had a lot of questions about personal brand, business brand. How do you combine both of those things? And what happens if you are going down a route that isn't necessarily supporting you? So that's what we're concentrating on this week. Do make sure you pop your name in any of the comments that you leave. If you leave your comment, and pop your name on the end of each comment that you pop there, so that I know who it is that I'm hanging out with today, and that will help me to reference you. And if you've got something that you want to the conversation, something positive that adds value to the conversation for everybody else that's here, please do comment as we go along. So building your business or brandalizing it, what a great question. It's really thinking about the brand that you already have and where it is you want to expand that brand to. How much of your business so far would you say has been personal recommendation versus specifically advertising or using Facebook advertising to drive people to your brand or your products or services? Like, how much of it is word of mouth? I'm probably going to guess that you've got a lot of word of mouth strategy that's happening, which is brilliant, because that's building your personal brand. And you know what happens with your costs if you've got lots of word of mouth marketing going on? Well, of course, your costs on marketing, they drop because you've got other people that are recommending you to get through the door. And that's a brilliant brand builder. That's an excellent positioning strategy when you're building your personal brand and your business brand. That's a strategy that works across all of those brands. But here's the thing. It's about taking control of the message that people are sharing about your business. That's the major, major thing. And if what other people are going out there and saying about you is different to what you would like to hear them say about you, that's when there's some brandalism starts to set in. And if they're then going and you to customers who aren't your ideal customers, then that can be a real massive issue, because then you end up servicing customers who aren't your ideal customers, but you feel like you should because they've been a referral, and now you're feeling a little bit guilty, like you have to deliver on this promise because you've been introduced, and you don't want to let the person down who has made that introduction. And so you end up in this kind of, I call it the crazy eight, where you're constantly delivering because you got your head down, focused on working with customers who aren't necessarily your ideal customers. The challenge with that is that you do a great job for them, because I know that's what you do. And of course, they then go and refer you to more customers like them. So it's about making sure that the messaging and the positioning around what you do and how you do it is completely consistent, is touching the lives of the people that you want to touch, and is just lighting you up. Because when you're lit up, you're going to want to do more of that. When you're lit up, when you're in flow, your ideal customers, they see that. Your existing customers see that. Everybody senses it and they feel that. And ultimately, that's when they go out and they start talking about you. So how many of you have had a really amazing experience and then gone and told loads and loads of people about it? If you could pop it in the comments below. Have you ever done that, where you've had an extraordinary experience and you've gone out or you've had a great experience when you've received a product? So for example, I received a product today. It's a gift that's been sent through to me. I think it's my mum that has sent it, and I have to thank my mum for it. But it just turned up, and I've got a lot of things that are arriving at the moment, that we've ordered lots of Christmas presents and things, and bits and pieces for the one drop movement stuff that we're doing. And as I open up this package, I see there's this little card inside. And I looked at this card and I thought, oh, isn't that lovely? What a lovely little card. And I opened it up. And it says inside, it hasn't got my name written in it. So I'm guessing they didn't know who this was to. But it says, if they whisper to you, you can't withstand the storm. Whisper back, I am the storm. Believe in yourself as much as I believe in you. I love you forever and always, right? So So it's clearly something that has been put in here. I'm guessing that this was meant to be sent to my mum before. My mum filled it in and then sent it to me. But that doesn't matter because the experience is there. My mum said to look out for something that she's sending. So I was expecting something. What a lovely little personalised card that they've sent there. And then I have this little bag and I open up this bag and the whole thing is an experience, right? And inside this bracelet, it says, I am the storm. So how amazing is that little experience? It's come from someone that I don't know who's delivered this, but they've made the experience as personalized as possible. And so when I look at this, I go, okay, so who is this brand? Tashi. You know, nice little logo there. They've branded it nicely. I'm going to go onto their website. I'm going to want to find out more. That's a great example of how this person's brand, Tashi, whoever that is, this person has touched my life without them, you know, this is a gift that's been bought for me. And my experience of them has been so positive that I'll go on and I'll go and check them out and find out more about what they do. It's likely that I will buy something from their brand. If I go on there and I see something I like, it's likely that I'm going to buy it because I've had a good experience. Yet that person hasn't sold to me directly. It's been consumer to consumer to consumer. So my mum's bought it for a business to consumer, sorry. So that business is sold to my mum. My mum has then given that to me. And so, but I'm still getting an end result. I'm getting the heartbeat still of that brand. So I want you to think about, you know, what is the experience that is happening third hand as a result of you showing up firsthand in your ideal customer's life? What do you want the result to be once they've gone through your program, your product, or your process? You know, maybe you're a speaker and this is an experience they're going to have when you're on stage. So the company has booked you as a speaker. You're the one delivering the message. The message is making an impact on the customers. The customers are remembering you. They're then going to go and Google you because they're going to want to find out who is this person that gave this great message. And now they're into a potential buying cycle that if you show up consistently in that moment and they have the experience they're expecting to have because of the experience they've had with you in that moment, whether on a video or on stage, if they go and search for you and they don't have the same feelings about you once they've gone and done that research, then you've got a potential brandalism issue because you want it to be completely consistent. That experience needs to be consistent all the way through. You know, even if it's a program, let's say you're delivering a program or you've got a product and those people are going through that process. When they get to the end of that process, they're going to be different in some way, right? So, you know, so tell me about what is it that you're selling? Put it in the comments for me so I can speak to that. You know, it's also a good opportunity. You've got people from all around the world that are not only seeing this live right now, but will also watch the replay. We have many, many people that watch the replays as well. And we'll get to see your comment. We'll get to see how you're showing up for everybody else on here and what it is that you do, so that other people can connect with you. John, hello, nice to see you again. So yeah, what do you want that experience to be that they go out and tell somebody else? Like, pop that in the comments now. So let's imagine that you've delivered your whatever it is that you do. So you've been paid, you've delivered on the promise. That customer has now gone away. They've had an experience. Type in the comments right now with this video, what do you want them to have said about that particular experience? Because what I really want to know is, what are other people saying about you when you're not there? And if you can be the guiding light, if you can take control of exactly what you want people to say about you now, you can start putting that kind of messaging onto your website. You can start including that messaging into your language when you're speaking, whether you're speaking on a video or you're speaking to a group or you're at a networking event or you're at a summit or an exhibition. You know, whenever you're talking to somebody, you want that same language to be threaded. Imagine a needle and thread just weaving itself all the way through everything that you do and every heartbeat and customer touch point, customer facing touch point that anybody could ever have with you. I mean, it's so important when you think about this. If you don't know what the actual sentence would be, maybe put one word in the comments now about what word is it that you would love them to really associate with you. Maybe that's change. Perhaps it's integrity. Maybe it's weight loss. Maybe it's home transformation. Perhaps it's credibility. Think of that one word. Even if you just start with that one word that you'd like every single person that you come into contact with, you want them to be saying this one thing to everyone they meet in future. And that way you've got this key part of your message that's totally weaved through everything. John, understanding. I mean, what a beautiful word. So imagine if every single person that you did business with, and growth, brilliant, thank you, John. Imagine if so you need to educate me on what you want me to say about you when you're not there, right? But you also need to be educating all of your existing customers about what you want them to say about you when you're not there. So if growth is a word, and I know that you want to be connected to growth, and you've got growth in keywords all over your website, all over in your language whenever you're speaking, if you've got a business card, if you have the word growth on your business card, you want it to thread through absolutely everything on your social media profiles. I mean, for those of you that are watching this now and thinking, oh shit, I haven't got the word on any of my stuff that I should have. Your social media profiles can be changed in an instant. You don't have to pay to have them changed. If you've got print material and you've got a whole stack of flyers or brochures or something that are sat in the corner of your office or your home that you're kind of scribbling telephone numbers out on or anything like that, well, that's brandalism. It's doing you more damage to give something out that isn't right. It's better to give nothing than to give something that they're going to remember you by in an unpositive way. I've had it so many times before. I don't know about you. Have you ever had this happen to you when you've gone to a networking event or you're at an event and somebody comes up to you and they go to give you their card and they stand there and they scribble it out and they put something else on? That to me looks like they're unpracticed, that they're thinking on the spot. They don't value themselves because they're kind of scribbling stuff out and they're prepared to make do. That's what that says to me, that they're prepared to make do with what they've got, rather than caring about the impact that they're making on me. And that then makes me think, well, that's probably how they're running their business as well. If that's how they're acting now, that's probably how they're acting everywhere. And so, you just really think about the perception of what other people, the experience that they're having with you. What is it that they're having as an experience each and every time? And how can you turn what they're saying about you into something that's consistent, that everybody says about you? So that, whether it's the cleaner of your company or the CEO of the company, they're all saying exactly the same thing about you. Well, if you don't take control of your label, you're going to be leaving money on the table. So if you don't take control of it now, then somebody else will. If you don't take control of how other people are speaking about you when you're not there, there are many other people out there that will totally be glad to take control of that, and they'll do it happily, they'll do it willingly, and you could end up with a reputation that you don't want. So I'm going to leave it there. That's your brand breakthrough for today, focusing really on, building the brand that you want to see in the world, and just go through your marketing materials, go through the things that you've already created that already exist, and just see how consistent they are. John, you've put understanding and growth as two words there that you'd like to be connected to you. How are they showing up on your website? Are they showing up in your language? Just do a little audit on where you're at. Because if that's where you want to be, then you can start just maneuvering your messaging in that direction, right? You don't have to change everything right at the very beginning. You can just start seeding it in, start weaving it into the fabric of your brand, and just take it from there. Don't try and change everything, all at once, because that can be brandalism as well. It's like 1 minute you're this, the next minute you're that. Why? What was wrong with that? And then people start thinking there was something wrong with your business because you've changed everything so dramatically. So you want to always especially if you have an existing business like John, you have an existing business, then you need to create change from the inside out. You need the everything needs to start from the inside, and have your ideal customers start to buy into that language, and when they start using it, then you start to weave that out and start leaking that out into everything else that you're doing. And then get their opinions and get them on board as soon as possible. We're doing a 5-part series currently on how to really make sure that you're attracting the right leads into your business. It's quite powerful when you're attracting the right people, when you've got the right messaging and the right ideal customers that are coming into your life, then it makes such a difference having those people coming into your life for a reason and not just a season. They come into your life and they stick around as well. So 5 ways to get more qualified leads is a 5-part series. I'm on step number 5 from tomorrow. So around 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, I'll be going live with the final step, and then we'll start on the next part of the series, which takes us into Christmas. How exciting. So take care. Have a wonderful evening. And for those of you that are joining me for the Thinkubator, we're doing a Brand Builders Thinkubator. I'm running it for the Netherlands, for our Netherlands Brand Builders Club members at 5:30 p.m. GMT. I'll be going live because that's 6:30 for them when we usually start. And you are welcome to come and join us. So we're going to be focusing on your impact strategy for 2020. So we're going to be talking about impact on today's call. We're going to do about an hour's worth of 45 minutes to an hour's worth of training on getting your impact strategy in place. And then we'll follow that up with 2 hours of masterminding. So if you want to be in the hot seat, you can come on board and be in the hot seat. So you'll get to meet some of our members from the Netherlands and play for a few hours with us. So that's going to start in just 8 minutes time. So I've put the Zoom link there for any of you that want to come and join us on that call. We will be going live in 8 minutes. So take care. Have a wonderful evening. And if I don't see you before, maybe I'll see you at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning for the final part of this 5-step series I'm running. And other than that, I will see you at 5:30 tomorrow evening for the next Change Makers interview. So take care, and I will see you there. Mwah.